Morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are happy to greet you at the opening ceremony of ProAgroTalk 1.0, New Technological Paradigm in Agriculture, Experience of Italy and Russia. Let me briefly inform you about the agenda of our forum. Taking into account a great range of questions contemplated, the forum will be held over 4 days. Today we have the plenary part and the first session, where we will speak about the perspectives of transferring agriculture, agribusiness into new technological paradigm. On the 26th of February, we will hold the second and the third sessions about the question of sustainable agricultural production, as well as we will tackle upon the technical questions of the production, as well as we will tackle in details about the certification and accreditation in organic land use. On the 4th of March, we will speak about the development of Russian and Italian trading cooperation, and those who wanted to enlarge their business partner circle, a B2B session will take place. To have a productive dialogue, the interpretation will be given into Russian, English, and Italian. Though B2B session will be in March only, you can now register for this session. As well as for the following ones at the website. On the 11th of March, we are going to hold the International Roundtable devoted to food security, challenges and solutions based on digitalization of agrotech. New trends and pending topics for developing worldwide agriculture, as well as ensuring access to food in post-COVID era. So I invite you to join us. I'm sure it will be of great interest. I would like to thank for support the Italian trade agency, as well as the Embassy of Italy in Russia. And our Russia side is presented by the general partner of the forum, a Russian company, Perfectum Capital, represented by its CEO, Polina Zlobna. And the Italian side is represented by the general sponsors, Tentamus Agriparadigma, Silvia Italo, and partners, Aleficio Barbi, Cigi S. Cementi. The information about our sponsors and partners is published at the ProAgroTalk's website. Videos about their activities will be broadcasted in the breaks between the sections. I would like to thank our media partners. The online forum is broadcasted on the online platform Zolotaya Осень, which was created to support business community in agriculture as well as the adjacent industries in Russia. You can register at this platform. The link is published at our website. And our long-standing partner, AgroInvest, ComNews, and many others. The forum is supported by Federation Council, State Duma, Ministry of Agriculture of the Russian Federation, government of the Omsk region, as well as the International Association Siberian Accord. As well as we have multi-language audience and strenuous interpretation, the questions are welcome to be sent to our email info@proagrotalk.org. And if during the day-to-day we don't answer those questions, we would have the opportunity to answer those or give the comments in next sessions, or we will forward the information to your email. So the necessity of holding such an event in the Russian Federation has been long overdue. Russian agribusiness over the past 10 years has been a great element in the worldwide market for produce. The integration of it into great economic potential of export trade is of great importance. As the consequence of agribusiness transfer to new technological level for giving into the market high technology, competitive and high quality produce is of great importance. Taking part in agribusiness meetings and thematic scientific conferences will hold place. In this situation, the best solution is the format of the international platform ProAgroTalk, which brings together the great circle of farmers, processors, trading networks, public agencies, representatives of science and education for a meaningful discussion of the pending issues in production, certification, education, and so on. The pandemics of new coronavirus infection has greatly sped up the digitalization of our life. And the new online forum format enabled us to bring together a great number of agrarian regions of Russia and foreign audience. 46 countries and regions from the Khabarovsk region to Mexico are taking part. 1,500 people registered for the event. It is very symbolic that the decision to launch this international industrial platform ProAgroTalk coincides with the anniversary of the National Union of Grain Producers. Over the past 10 years, we have grown up and accumulated experience, and that enabled us to rethink the key strategies for development of agribusiness, as well as look deep into the problematic issues of the industry. I congratulate our friends, partners with the 10th anniversary of the National Union of Grain Producers. Within the selected strategy of the Union today, during the forum, we will discuss technological revamping and modernization issues for agriculture, as well as we would contemplate on Russian and Italian experience and such question as food security, healthy food, and production, certification, education, and organic produce export, as Italy is one of the biggest exporters of organic produce. Holding this forum would be practically impossible without our respected partners from Italy. That is why I would like to pay emphasis to their great contribution of Italian speakers. I would like to thank co-founder Federbio Servizi, member of the board of directors Federbio, Aldo Cervi, president of Federbio Servizi, Mr. Paolo Carnemola, consultant of the board of directors of the Russian Banking Association, Ferdinando Pelazzo. The key event of today's event will be the report of a Nobel Peace Prize professor of the Innovation Department, University of Tuscia, Italy, Riccardo Valentini. I would like to thank him for taking part in this forum. The topic discussed today is in accord with the discussion. So at this moment, a good vector for the development of our industry is of great importance. In our opinion, the promotion of technological progress is impossible without the responsibility for preserving nature. In this code, the report of Riccardo Valentini would help us to dwell upon the problematic issues of the conflict of the technological progress and ecology preservation. So we hope that today's International Agrarian Business Forum ProAgroTalk would be a great annual event, and we've been working on that for a long time. The partners from such countries as France, Indonesia, Serbia have confirmed their interest in taking part in joint business forums in future. Let me announce the opening of the International Agricultural Business ProAgroTalk, and I wish you all the best and fruitful cooperation. And I give the floor to Nobel Prize winner, professor of the Department of Innovation in biological science, to Riccardo Valentini.
That was reflected by Argentina traditional producers. And we also have land area that are covered with green, where the situation is developing nicely. These are the Russian Federation, Canada. These are region with favorable climate, where productivity and production of agricultural products can be improved. So those countries will become the leading producers, and there'll be regions that have better opportunities than others. That is the situation. And here we have to develop new mechanisms for establishing new links and development on the international markets. And the Russian Federation also have wonderful opportunities for establishing its foothold on this market. And we already know that we have some indicators reflecting climatic changes in Russia. And we know that here the average annual temperature has been gradually increasing in the past 40 years. My colleagues told me that it's now real frosty and Moscow, a lot of snow. You know, Moscow covered with snow that is beautiful. So in some terms, we go a little bit back in time. Nevertheless, in the future, we'll have increasingly more issues related to and you can collect them in Moscow or in Rome and then evaluate the parameters of growth and ripening or whatever and control those possible fertilizer treatment. You can decide when and how to use those agents, how to control irrigation systems and everything. All these expressions, new technologies that are controlled remotely, and we can really apply them in very remote areas. All this can be connected to this system of radio signals. Undoubtedly, all technologies are engaged. The artificial intelligence, data processing, everything is there. And here I'd like to wrap it up, my brief presentation. I do apologize if I've taken a little bit more time than was given to me, but I'm so happy to participate together with you in this forum. And it will be very interesting for me to continue collaboration in the field of research, because we have such a long established links personally with me in Russia, between Italy and Russia, and it's a very good example of successful collaboration between the two countries. And as Pavel mentioned, there are going to be more and more opportunities for business where we can do some more specific projects. And this is exactly when the entire mankind should get together in order to ensure food and nutrition for everybody. And in this context, the role of agriculture became essential for the humanity. Thank you so much for the attention. And I'd like that when everything will settle, we're going to have a meeting in Moscow. Thank you so much, Professor Valentini, for this very interesting report, very concise introduction to our forum. And now I'd like to give the floor to Professor from the Aerospace Research Center, Marca Riccieri.
Thank you. Representing Aerospace, the Institute of Political, Economic and Social Studies in Rome, and Gian Maria Fara, its president, the research staff. I would like to extend our gratitude for the invitation to participate in this important international agricultural event, ProAgroTalk. My deepest gratitude is extended to the president of the forum and the director of the National Union of the Russian Grain Producer, Andrei Skurikin, that they have set this inspiring objective to provide national producers the necessary tools and knowledge to improve the agriculture of tomorrow. This forum is held in the time frame of structural changes, which are marked with large developments, the beginning of the Sustainable Development Crisis and crisis of the pandemics. Sustainability, so the strategic objective of economic, social, and ecological dimension is the responsibilities that all the countries in 2015 approved the Agenda 20, which was later confirmed in international summits such as G20 and the BRICS summits held place in November 2020. In this context, it is important to emphasize three elements. The first is, so the global scenario brings together new discrepancies. It's Agenda 2030 for Sustainable Development at the moment is a great platform uniting uniting all the countries and a real working tool for implementing common policy and initiatives where each one would assess the experience and building up a new cooperation platform. This platform has a great political and economic value, as it is a key tool for cooperation between countries, communities, arranging round the tables and cooperation within the agricultural forum. The second element is paying special attention to the objectives of Agenda 2030, quite precisely reflect the urgence of developing sustainability model, which is radically different from the previous one. And mostly the qualitative rather than quantitative base, and based on new conditions and new systems of global and regional management. The third element that would be paid attention to is the integration and balanced manner of measuring the new development model. The responsibility taken by the countries are quite precise and strict, so that the measurements should be unanimous. So, and in complex, systematic, and simultaneous. It's quite clear that the economic success cannot be achieved harming environment or social balance. Reversely, the environment protection should not oppress the social development and economic development. The harmony between social and economic gives the sustainability. The other large process of structural changes that we are living through is related to the crisis of COVID-19. This crisis took us unawares, bringing to limelight our inability to forecast. So the pandemic crisis has changed the scenario in which we all live, and our work modes, our life, and a serious serious economic and social disproportion has been more grave, and so to. We need to be more cooperative rather than competitive. This is the only alternative. Building cooperation can be seen in the summit documents, which are numerous, with effective overcoming of difficulties related to overcoming COVID-19 crisis, which requires great interstate unity, public and private cooperation, and such statements are closing the summit of G20, which was held on the 20th of November 2020 in El Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. We leaders of G20, Russia and Italy being here in Saudi Arabia are united in our confidence that planning global actions and global cooperation nowadays now as never before is required in order to overcome the current situation in the 21st century. So we take the obligation to lead the world community in creating sustainable, balanced era resulting from post-COVID situation, and finding the adequate solutions for sustainable development, which would enable safe competition between the and that trajectory which will enable to realize the development. And the economic activity as well as its values are on the way to positive development, and obligations to transfer to digital era provide with the new opportunities, improvement of territories, and improving the balance between the country and the urban environments are of importance. Land use degradation and creating sustainable products and new digital technologies give us the opportunity to build up a cooperation between the center and the periphery. And using value analysis implemented to territorial reality can give the opportunity to the public agencies the important role is played by reinforcing private-public cooperation together with universities and business circles. In this case, it's of great importance to set the base for institution development. It is important to emphasize that over many years, the Russian and Italian university community have been cooperating and contributing to the documents, and these hereditary features shows that over the past years we had over 700 cooperation agreements. Italian State University participating in such agreements signed 67, and Russian universities are 168. Such progress of scientific diplomacy is obvious on the international arena. And to ground that all, a couple of thoughts. Building sustainable development asks us to go beyond the borders of economic constraints. We need to build our image of the future. We need to build, and as Professor Valentini mentioned, so taking into account today's reality, we can build the picture of tomorrow, the reality that we are living in, and the challenges we are facing, the communities and the agricultural industry, and the role agricultural industry plays in the development, trends, perspectives, and clear understanding and clear goals that we are facing. Thank you, Signor Riccieri, for such pressing and interesting report. Mr. Riccieri mentioned the issue of private-public partnership, and we can agree that it's of great importance. And in state support of Russian agriculture is not only by the industrial community, but also we are happy to greet the representative of the Federation Council of Gosduma, Deputy Chairman for Federal Council of the Russian Federation Assembly, Ilyas Magomed Solomonovich Umkhanov. Dear participants and guests of the forum, we are acclaiming such a significant international event held today, which is devoted to enhancing cooperation in agriculture and agribusiness. Challenges of modernity call for developing and using cutting-edge technologies, as it is pending not only for Russian regions, but also for our foreign partners. The forum kindled great interest, as evidenced by participants from more than 30 countries. The Federation Council, as well as the Chamber of Regions, have been supporting the projects aimed at development and new technologies in agriculture, use of cutting-edge methods for producing ecologically clean commodities and environment protection. We are supporting the initiative of the forum organizers to make it an annual event in order to ensure mutually beneficial cooperation and implement practice-focused projects in the Russian Federation regions. I wish you rewarding and fruitful work.
Thank you so much for these warm wishes, Ilyas Magomed Solomonovich.
Let's try to connect the Deputy Minister of Agriculture, Mr. Ovaidov. Good afternoon, dear guests and participants. I have listened to two gripping reports. A lot of things were mentioned, and I would say that I didn't lose my time in vain listening and participating in this forum. It has great prospects. The agenda is very tightly pressed, and I would like to connect our agricultural universities, that it was mentioned today that our cooperation with agrarian universities of Russia and Italy are of great importance. We have had that before, and I'm confident that the topics we are discussing now and we have in our agenda, such as sustainable development, organic produce, are the things that we have been working on. And 2 days, yesterday and the day before yesterday, we had 2 sessions with the German and Italian partners and experts. So we have been talking about organic produce, how this industry has been developing. I would remind you that in Russia, half a year ago, a law was implemented about organic farming. It was quite complicated, but we saw that our large and small farmers are much into organic agriculture, as it is a good attitude to nature and natural resources, and a number of companies has been accredited according to the Russian system, and we have been negotiating for homologation with our European partners. Homologation is important because we have the same standard as in Europe for organic produce in agriculture in Russia, as well as in the processing industry, and we are sure that it has great potential and great future. And now we go on developing, and soon it will be brought to the State Duma, the law about so-called green food with improved properties, such as the environmental properties. And this segment will be simpler than the organic sector, but the demands are quite strict, as well as their environmental requirements. And we see the general direction of movement, and we see the great demand from Russian citizens who wanted to eat healthier and cleaner food. Some time ago, it was like 15 years ago, we had an objective to fill in Russian market with food. We managed to hit the target, and you see the state of the agriculture is in now. We prevented failures during pandemic food supplies when there was a great demand. Great demand for food, and we didn't let those failures occur. And we see a challenge, and the climate that we had last year, and this challenge of being the pandemics, we seemed that we need a more comprehensive and systematic approach, not only to industrial scale production. The produce should be safe, healthy, and of good quality. And then we won't be afraid of any adversities. I wanted to wish to all the participants, as I am taking part in several events today, I wish you to have fruitful discussions, and I want to congratulate the National Union of Grain Producers with their 10th anniversary, as this is their first milestone of 10 years when you can say that the union exists and it has been working for 10 years in the market. And I would wish you further success, development, and creating such a business agricultural forum, make it an annual event to attract more participants, both Russian and foreign ones. And I think that you have enough strength for that, and we will take part in this work as well. Thank you a lot, and have a nice day. Thank you very much for your report. I would say that the Deputy Minister for Agriculture, Maxim Uvaidov, with his address, finding time in his tight agenda, I would like to ask to show the address of agrarian policy and food supply minister. I'm so sincerely thank you on my behalf for the opportunity to the to our sectoral community here to share the developments, and the committee supports the forum where the wonderful conditions for agrarian society community development in order to resolve pending issues is provided. The National Union of Grain Producers has been communicating tightly with the Federal Council. Thank you for support of the National Union and today's event. Thank you. Now we'll try to connect, I'm saying try to connect the chairman of the supervisory board, Viktor Semyonov, who was Minister of the Russian Federation Agriculture, Minister from 1998 to 1999.
Yes, can you hear me? Absolutely wonderful. So, greetings to everybody. It's a big honor for me to welcome all of you, ladies and gentlemen, here today. And I straight away would like to say a big thank you to all the organizers of this event, because it proves that digital technologies are very helpful to us, not only at farms and fields. It does help us literally to communicate without any frontiers. This is wonderful. It should be developed. And thank you so much to the National Union of Grain Producers that they've come up with such an initiative. And it is a very high-profile event. 30 countries are participating. That is very serious. I just like to draw your attention. Today, we had already heard the 2 reports given by our well-respected professors from Italy. And I'd like to reiterate that agriculture is a really favorable field for digitalization, because we work with live plants. And until today, a lot of parameters for cultivating crops or animal breeding really was done with heavily intuitively by the specialists, agronomists, other agricultural workers. And digitalization does help us not only to control, but really manage dozens and dozens of factors. So now we can get commands via GLONASS, via satellites. And you couldn't even imagine this, say 10 or even 5 years ago, that tractor on the field, say it moves for 1 kilometer and a deviation, the error would be plus minus 1 centimeter. It's beyond imagination. And that we could really digitalize the width eradicating for a salad. Say, when we produce potatoes, it's all now automatic. But salad, this is a crop that until recently involved a lot of manual work. And even with this crop, we do plan to heavily use robots. And a week ago, I don't know if you've heard, our Israeli colleagues showed a quadricopter picking up peaches, apples, plums. This is a real science fiction that has now become a reality, and that now we can see in our real life, in our fields. And that's what we're going to discuss in our forum, including organic agriculture. And one thing, today, there was an interesting idea mentioned about the augmented, improved products. And I do feel uncomfortable when we talk about traditional organics. There is such heavy, very strict regulations concerning mineral fertilizers. And, I'm very much convinced that yesterday and today, mineral fertilizers are 2 different things. I can say they're fine-tuned. It is very, very clean products. And it can be allowed in organic products, not only improved products. They should be for pesticides. Yes, there should be very strict regulations. There is no doubt. I'm not going to generate a lengthy discussion now, of course, just a point. And Pavel Valerievich, I'd like to congratulate the entire Great Union in this first anniversary, 10 years. You're really, really young. It's a young age for a union. But since our life is very intensive, we all have gone through a lot, and we survived through a lot of things. So nobody mentioned the very complex thing today, but I'd like to underline it. It's a huge challenge. It's a huge work for your union. For the first time in the modern Russia, very tight decisions are put in place, very tight restriction, particularly for the export of agriculture. Kind of inter-controversy, I feel, with regard to this. And I'd like to wish your union to find the golden middle when neither producers nor consumers would suffer. Our country, Russia, wouldn't suffer. So we'd like to find a compromise that would really satisfy and meet the expectations of everybody and go through this hurdle of our agriculture sector successfully. And I wish all of us to have contact. Let it be online, but the contact that with time would be transferred into very good contracts. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You really mentioned bypassing very important, painful topic for us, and perhaps we'll come back to it and discuss it. That's true. It's impossible to underestimate the contribution of science in this. And we already heard two renowned scholars who shared their vision with us. And now I'd like to give the floor to the head of our leading university that heavily shaped the future of agribusiness, the graduates which work in all advanced areas. So I'd like to give the floor to the Director of Timirazov Academy, Vladimir Trukachov.
Thank you so much, and I extend my gratitude for invitation, taking part in such a business forum, and I absolutely agree with the previous speakers. Nobel Prize winner Riccardo Valentini, we are so happy to see you and to greet you when you visit our university, which is the oldest in Russia and celebrated 150th anniversary in December. And let me, on behalf of the large staff of our university, to greet the participants of International Agrarian Business Forum. And we understand that agribusiness is a great part of the country economy and a socially important sector of our state economy, and agriculture and processing sectors encompass 20% of GDP, and several territories whose territories are populated with 35 to 50% of regions and krais of Russia. In agricultural complex, thousands of organizations are in force, over 200,000 senior managerial staff and millions of people. And the professional agricultural education is of great importance for management. And today, Dmitry Patrushev, Minister of Agriculture, nowadays contemplate that from a different perspective. And so 25,000 managers of agricultural companies not all have higher education, which is required for management. 20% have economic or managerial education, while 20% have the higher education not related to their professional activity. We understand these numbers, and we've been working in that direction. And we think that human resource development for agriculture is of importance, and 45 agricultural universities in 50 constituent states teach the 334,000 people, including those in higher education, 300,000. The biggest part is given to engineering qualifications, 34, the technical 20, in the supplementary professional education. The Ministry of Agriculture has 34 educational programs, which is of great importance. The Russian State Agrarian University is the leading agricultural university. We have 4 institutes, 6 faculties, over 15,000 students attend classes, and agriculture is multifunctional system. And for us, it is important that the professional going to the production do not lose the knowledge, would be able to communicate and start many interesting activities. That is what for they are coming to the production. Of course, older experts could have worked for 5 years more, but young professionals coming into the industry are of importance, and we understand that the absolutely different competencies and knowledge are required. Actively working on their practical skills, which are in great demand at companies. So human resource development in agriculture is not possible without developing agri-technologies. Our university holds MOOCs, where thousands of people from the regions can attend classes, digitalization, safety and quality of produce, organic farming, city farming, etc. The university has a research center of world-class level, engineering center, selection, seed selection center, which have been created over the past year, while we won several important contests, and we are being supported by the Ministry of Agriculture, the Russian Federation government, together with companies and partners. And we feel that today we are on the same page with the country, and now over 30 R&D labs have been functioning, field stations, including the experience of Riccardo Valentini, Nobel Prize winner. And we are thankful for him, as I have been mentioning, that we have been working with you over a long period of time on the fields of our 550,000 hectare field in the center of Moscow. Unique field experience we have had since 1912, which is entered into the worldwide register of long-term experiments. And now we have won the grant from the Ministry of Science and Education, and we have been to Hanoi, where together with the Vietnamese colleagues we've been developing that research. Disregarding the pandemics, we've been in lockdown for 2 weeks, and 2 weeks later we worked there in Vietnam, and now we are in historical natural center, and we are thankful, telling everybody visiting us that we have 11 museums the biggest soil agronomic Williams Museum, the oldest meteorological station named after Pickelson, educational research developments, brought the university into the ranking of the best world universities in QS, regional QS ranking in Europe and Asia. The world ranking big metric, and we hope that our positions in rankings will be reinforced this year. And a day before yesterday, we got the news that the university has been considered the greenest university of Russia, which is absolutely true. From the window, you can see 248 hectares of the forest, Tymyrazyev forest, and we would repeat that the importance of integration with real sector economy companies and leading foreign companies participating in contests for scientists, young researchers, agro research contests, agro drones, robots, space, Meteo was our initiative 4 years ago, and now it found its practical implementation practically in all federal constituents in the universities of agricultural sphere, and it attracts interest of youth. This is from the 6th to the 11th grade. So education and science in Tymyrazyev University goes hand in hand. Students and young researchers participating together in research that is also related to agroecology, climate change issues, ecology of soils, selection of vegetable cultures, photosynthesis, and such issues as covered in precision and smart agriculture, automation and digitalization of agriculture. So in Russia and Italy, we have so many common tasks that we have been resolving together. The key objective of our university are very similar to the universities, those of universities in Italy, is forming economic reputation while holding breakthrough research, making research international, inviting the best teachers and researchers, interaction between universities and business, production of intellect product of world-class level, expert of educational services. Dear colleagues, we are ready to expand our cooperation with Italian universities, research centers, production companies in the sphere of education. We would be happy to continue cooperation with Padua and Bologna universities, Calabria University. And I invite everybody to visit our university and invite everybody for fruitful cooperation. Tymyrazyev University is open and ready to cooperate with the whole world. Thank you very much. Dear Vladimir Nikolaevich, thank you for your speech. And as it was mentioned, 15,000 students are in the university, and we understand for whom we are making this forum, whose hands will hold the results of the work we are doing now. And of most interest was that Riccardo Valentini showed us so technical field in the center of Manhattan, while in the center of Moscow, mentioned by Vladimir, we have a great wheat field in the center of Moscow. Can I ask you a question? A question to academic Torokhachev. It wasn't precisely spoken as, are you ready to invite professors from Italy for internship as well as to go for an internship in Italy together with us? Dear Yelena Alexandrovna, I can see you too. I think with great pleasure. With great pleasure. So the opportunities given by distinguished Nobel Prize winner Riccardo Valentini, we gave us an opportunity. We have an invitation, and we will have this opportunity this year. It will be a great pleasure to take this, to accept this invitation from Riccardo Valentini and a group of researchers and other colleagues. Not only 3 universities I mentioned, but 7 universities in Italy we've been practically cooperating with. Also welcome to our Moscow university, to other agricultural university. Russia is open, Timirazov University is open, and with great gratitude expressed by Maxim in relation to our Italian partners. Thank you very much. We are so happy to see you. I support you. Thank you. That was a practical result of our forum, and we can say that a good decision have been made. So, dear colleagues, let me read the address from the Senator of Chuvashe Republic, Mr. Fedorov, who from 2015 to 2012 to 2015 was Minister for Agriculture. The potential of agriculture is important. So this forum is important for the development, and the National Union of Grain Producers will be in avant-garde of the world community. I wish you all the best fruitful cooperation. Thank you, dear Nikolai Vasilievich. And now, I would ask to start a video for the address of Sakharov Belarusian State University, who was Minister of Education for Belarus.
First of all, I would like to this is an example of International Environmental Institute named after Sakharov at Belarus State University. I'd like to welcome everybody. I'd like to express my gratitude for the invitation. I'd like to extend my special thank you to the organizational committee for your invitation to the Sakharov Institute. It is very important that we have an opportunity to get together with the participants of the forum, find out more about the program and agenda. And our colleagues from Belarus State Agrarian University will be given a report here that will focus on the modern technologies in production, agricultural production, innovative developments. And I'd like to emphasize that the Sakharov Institute is quite established. Very soon we'll celebrate our 30 years university. The institute was established in response to the largest technogenic catastrophe of the modern time. That's the Chernobyl disaster. And it is exactly after Chernobyl that the entire world has taken a different attitude to the development of modern technologies, the issues associated with protection of the environment, safety, and it has become very important to have a special institution that would focus on training specialists and researchers in this field in order to minimize the consequences of the Chernobyl disaster in Belarus. development of these institutions. We've gone through a long path, and we are one of the important centers for environmental education or specialist training who have deep concern in global environmental development, who address the issues of modern production to make sure that such sectors as agriculture, food production should be safe for the humans. The main focus of work at ecology and biology, and that is why it is exactly the issues of environmental safety, monitoring ecological issues are the priorities for us. The Institute is the base organization in the field of environmental education, and we have close ties with the Educational Academy of the Russian Academy of Sciences, and in this context, we endeavor to create solid base of using modern technologies in education, employing digital and methods in education. That is why it is essential for us that we'll be able to learn more about the achievements that are available in this field in Russia and other countries, particularly modern digital technologies, and undoubtedly high productivity, high yield, and safety in food production are very important in Belarus. I'd like to wish all the participants of the forum every success. I hope the forum will be very effective. I wish that the organizers would be happy at the end of this forum. Thank you so much once again for the invitation. Thank you so much, Sergei Maskevich, for your welcoming address. And now let's attempt to connect the president of the Italian Federation for Organic and Biodynamic Agriculture, Federbio, Marie Grazie Mamuccini. Dear colleagues, while we're trying to connect, I also would like to state that we got a welcoming address to the forum, to the participants. First, Deputy Chairman of the Agrarian Committee of the State Duma, Platnikov. With all my heart, I'd like to welcome you to the International Agrarian Business Forum, the new technological paradigm experience of Italy and Russia. You got together due to the very important goal to discuss the most efficient methods to enhance efficiency of agrarians, discuss the best practices in this field. I wish you, dear colleagues, productive work, interesting idea, good communication, and success. Thank you so much, Vadim Nikolaevich, for the warm words and wishes. And now I'd like to invite Mamuccini to take the floor. Hello.
Good afternoon to all participants of the forum. And I would like to give the opening address to all the speakers to the Minister of Agriculture and congratulate on creation and on creation of this wonderful forum. We are co-organizers of this forum. Big thanks to Alda Chervi, who was directly involved in organic production factors. He has paid a lot of attention to this aspect in our Federbio activity in our organization. He has been coordinating the Department of Partners and Services. I had an opportunity in 2019, together with your delegation, within the initiative held by ITA, And in this context, our federation in Italy presents the full range of organic products production, which includes processors, farmers, adjacent sectors, which ensure provision of services. And all this sector includes all the system of producing of organic products. Our federation has been in the market for over 20 years, and we have had close cooperation with SANA for organic production. And over the past year, we have been developing FederBio platform, which is a strategic platform supporting organic production, food production, which is developed together with the Italian trading agency. And this is the area, the sphere, not only in Italy, but in the whole world, is being greatly developed, which the data proves. And this growth, which is happening now, should be supported, because the growth of such a production is required for supporting the climate balance and mitigation of negative changes of climate, for ensuring soil fertility, and it is important for ensuring biodiversity, which is vital for our future. And it's an additional economic opportunity starting from farmers themselves. It's a vitally important strategy which enables us to assess this economy sector. We consider that our cooperation with the National Union of Grain Producers of Russia is according to our agreements between our organizations through ASERBIO Association, which includes farmers and processing companies, and it is of vital importance of creating a great range of agricultural products. Our country is popular with the products being exported. That enables to ensure access to various markets, and this is a useful exchange which enables us to assess, to make the mutual assessment of production volumes. Our cooperation has been developing over complicated climate as the pandemics mixed up all the cards, changed our lifestyles in our countries, and has greatly influenced our economy. But nevertheless, the organic food, notwithstanding the difficulties we face in our country, demonstrate great upward trends. And the idea of protecting the environment is tightly tied with the impact on negative impact of negative pandemic factors, which later enable us to work for the better environmental security. And our cooperation is going on thanks to FederBio Service Department, which has been promoting innovative solutions in the sphere of organic product promotion through academies, and we exchange with you as well the vital information we've been developing our work within the minutes of Bologna exhibition for SANA project in Russia. Notwithstanding the objective difficulties we face due to COVID-19, we have set a profound foundation for our cooperation. So the exchange of information and experience is the first vital step in the development of common joint project to which we involve agricultural sectors of our countries, and we started this way, notwithstanding the difficulties. Federbio Federation, Factor Bio, and Bologna exhibition go on working and doing cooperating, which proved to be effective. We would like to participate in collaboration with Russian colleagues. Russian industry has gained great momentum, and we are ready to share our 20-year experience of organic product production through information channels, through exchange of innovation developments. So the information on innovation is a fundamental tool for creating effective production range, exchange of experience between supervisory public agencies and farmers, the support from official bodies and political bodies is what we enjoy, and we have the working schedule up to the 2022, and SANA Association for 2021 and 2022 has planned the sets of working meetings, those which are held with the help of SANA Russia. I would like to wish you fruitful cooperation, and I would like to confirm our determination to go on cooperating, and I would like to extend my thanks to the forum organizers for holding such a forum, which is a fundamental event for experience exchange in this sphere. Thank you and successful work. Great thanks to Maria Grazia Mamuccini. With the great warmth, I remember our meeting in 2019 when we had the opportunity to meet personally. Thank you a lot for our support. We have started to prepare organic food exhibition, SANA, in Russia, together with Maria Grazia Mamuccini, together with Federbio, with Federbio Servizi, and notwithstanding such a pandemic climate, in 2022, as we have planned, we will hold the first SANA exhibition of organic food in the Russian Federation. I think it would be a great step forward and a contribution of the National Grain Union and the Federbio Association in the development of organic production all over the world. We've been speaking about organic production, and Marco Riccieri speech also showed the thought that we need to pass from quantity to quality in the food production sphere, and it would be correct, right, give the floor to the professional on whom the quality of such food depends. So quality assessment system, Irina Alexandrovna Saran.
Dear colleagues, hello. I'm very happy to greet all the guests of forum of the exhibition. My special greetings to our Italian colleagues. We've been working with them very productively for already the third year. And for that, we met at the Beer Farm International Exhibition. Our colleagues in our figure, Vladimir Ivan, for example, They had very interesting talk. They had really good discussion today about the education and the Ministry of Agriculture constantly supervise these things. Now, dear colleagues, the quality improvement is a priority for the government of the Russian Federation in order to improve the quality of life. Now, talking about the commodities, we have to share the goals of this forum, because forum facilitates improvement of quality not only in Russia but also abroad, that we can only welcome. And agribusiness is the backbone of quality, because everything starts with the land, with the soil, with our earth. Nobody gonna doubt it. And ultimately, we are what we eat. So the quality of products is also an essential indicator of our quality of life. Here at the forum, a lot issues been already raised related to organic products and their environmental characteristics. Today, this sector demonstrates the highest growth rate in agribusiness. Annually, it's around 10 to 15%, and the global turnover of this product should reach $230 billion by 2022. And this, as a big amount, we are confident that Russia can get good stand in this turnover of the product with environmentally sound characteristics would be important for us. Why do we believe that Russia can take an important stronghold here? Because Russia possesses sufficient amount of resources, and that was mentioned yesterday when we talk about lands that are not used or underused, and they should be involved in the agricultural turnover. This is now included in the relevant governmental programs. There is also considerable consumer demand of such products, and surveys performed by Roskачество last year proves that 82% of the population sincerely believe that they consume organic products. But effectively, what they understand by that label, just natural or farmer products. Therefore, promoting this product under the trend of the healthy lifestyle, which is very popularizing these products and creating the condition for developing this sector. Certainly, I also addressed this to Vladimir Ivanovich that, of course, everything depends on the people who come in such sectors. So it's very important that in your sector, it is one of the priorities. And here, of course, we combine our efforts with the Academy. And once again, jointly with our Italian colleagues, I'd like to announce one thing that last year and this year we already had this event, and this March we also plan to organize the webinars for organic product producers, and we invite everybody who is interested to join these webinars. Of course, these are the products with important environmental characteristics, and the producers already asked us and talk about correct use of fertilizers. So me, as a chair of the specialized committee which developed the standards for such products, I invite everybody interested to join the work of our technical committees and standard development. And I'm sure that together we'll be able to come up with the solution that will support high quality results, and we will be able to meet the goals that are set by the president of Russia when the program was adopted for creating products with organic quality. So there should be Russian protected, export-oriented brand of such products. And I'm sure that if we fulfill all our work in these areas, we will be able to reach a much better level of our qualities, and the brand of Russian organic products will be in high demand all over the world. Yelena Alexandrovna, thank you so much. I'd like to highlight once again, we have such an international audience here. So by itself, Russian quality system, and Yelena is the deputy chair of this system. So it's emphasized that we do pay a lot of attention to quality in Russia. So we're sure we're on the right path towards further enhancing the quality, enhancing organic production. Dear colleagues, we also have an address and warm greetings from Director of ICE, Italian Trade Agency, and ICE coordinator in the Russian Federation, Armenian, Belarus, from Pennsylvania. We have a video address, and I think we'll be able to demonstrate it in the first session of our forum to avoid any technical issues. And I also like to remind about the statement put forward by Mikhail Lomonosov, who is the founder of the Russian Academy of Sciences in 1763, who said that the mighty of Russia will be increased through Siberia and the Arctic Ocean. And in this context, it is very symbolic that our forum enjoy high support from Siberia. First of all, the Siberian Accord Association, which unites all 14 regions of Siberia. And that is why, on behalf of the steering committee of the Interregional Association Siberian Accord, on behalf of its chair, Gennady Pustelnikov, I'll passing now his warm greetings. They wishes that our International Agrarian Business Forum will be the most productive and form a new important bright stage in collaboration and both within Russia and also at the international stage with all our friends and partners. Thank you so much. Dear colleagues, here we're coming to the end of our plenary session, and I'd like to wrap it up here. Let's have a short break. Please join us once again at a very interesting session, in my opinion, with a very exciting moderator, Alexander Kolofranceschi, who is a practitioner in that field, and all the speakers are also very interesting specialists. So I'll be very happy to welcome all of you again at our first session of the International Forum ProAgroTalk 1.0. Let's meet all together in a very short time after a break.